And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
Jimmy, I gotta take a dump.
What?
No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP.
Office, and he pissed himself. I should have done that, but I didn't. I hated going to the office. The only time I can remember going to the office is when me and Beefcake went and bitched about getting our tag belts back. That's the only time I can remember. I didn't go to the office enough. When I was in Crockett Promotions in Charlotte, I did go to the office more often. Flair was there all the time. Maybe that's why he was 17 times world champion. So I didn't do enough politicking.
So
That was my fault.
Flair and Hogan very similar that way with the behind-the-scenes ability to.
They got Vince's
Dusty
ear.
Rhodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tony House is a good friend of the show, and Tony
Right.
was telling me one time over dinner that, I don't know how true this is, that Vince sent you after him in a real match and told you to shoot on him. Is that a true story?
Tony said that?
He said that, yeah.
Tony might have had a few, but that's okay. What do you think?
Oh, Christ.
He said like you literally like beat the shit out of him or
Ooh,
something
really
during
now?
a match.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay. Was that when he was Saba's symbol?
Yes, yes. And Vince wanted to get rid of the character, and they sent you out to finish the job.
No. You know what, though? That's not true. That's not true. But I did get mad at Tony in the ring because I said, what the fuck kind of gimmick is that? And he wasn't selling nothing for me. And so I just started hitting him. Bam, bam. I was pissed.
Did Saba
'cause
Simba
this
think
match sucked. And Saba Simba said, what the fuck am I even doing out here? And I was half-assed babyface then anyway. I was making my turn.
Okay.
And I was in a bad mood. And Tony, Tony could probably just knock me out anyway because he's got those big fucking arms.
Yeah.
And he's such a nice guy. But we were hitting each other really hard. And I just got fed up with it. But the finish was a fucked up finish where I think, I held him and Jimmy got the guitar or something. I still had a guitar for some reason. Jimmy brought it out or something and went to hit Tony over the head with the guitar, but he hit me instead. So then I did my babyface turn kind of then. Saba Simba left, and then I'm like, I'm going to hit you, Jimmy Hart, and the people popped on that. So, that being said, I can see why Tony thought Vince told me to go. But you know what? I could never beat up Tony Ladd. Look at that fucking guy. How are you going to beat that up? That's like trying to beat up Mike Tyson.
You ain't kidding. Yeah.
Christ. You know?
And he's still got the guns. It's ridiculous.
But you know what? The match, I was so disgusted in the match that maybe I was throwing one too many potatoes. But he was throwing them back at me, potato, how
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, sure.
So I could see why he might have thought that I was gunning for him.
Greg, I don't
I
know.
would pick a lot smaller guy than that.
I know nothing about nothing, but I was totally surprised. I did not know that you were married to Madusa Maselli.
No, never. I wasn't married.
Okay,
Word.
so where did I hear that from?
I
Where
don't
did-
know. It's bullshit. She was down. I guess she stayed with me about 2 years.
Oh, so you were
was it.
dating. You were dating then.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
She moved in with me, and then she moved out.
So, again, how was she's a very A personality, at least from what I see on interviews and stuff. Was that hard, like a hard relationship to
What do you
deal
mean
with?
by a personality?
Like very
Outgoing? Outspoken?
very
Intense?
very I'm the boss type of person.
Oh.
It seemed like, right? It's like when you see her
Alpha
on
female?
any interview
Well,
you see
that's
with.
probably why we didn't get along because
Okay.
I
Okay.
was a quiet person, and
Like the TV dinners were on the wrong side of the fridge or something? Put them
yeah,
on the other side?
I don't know how we got along. I took her on the road with me. We went to Europe and different places like that. So I guess around the wrestling business it was okay, but just having, she was, she came into my house and it just didn't work out. You know, it wasn't a good fix, and I should have never done that. And it actually pissed me off when I think about it, because it was a bad scene. But thankfully, I met the love of my life, Julie, and I was with Julie before Madusa, and then
Oh.
me and Julie got back together
Okay.
and got married, and 26 years now we're still together. So, so it just it was a wild time of my life, and no, that's why we didn't get along, you know.
Any particular opponent you had in your career that was a high profile, one of your legendary feuds perhaps? Was anybody really hard to work with, or that you felt you had, oh shit, I got to carry him?
I was fortunate to usually be programmed with, you know, like Ronnie Garvin was great, and Piper was great, and Tito was great. Morocco, I worked with Morocco some.
How about JYD?
JYD only had 2 matches with him.
Mm-hmm.
He was hard to work with,
Okay.
but he was so over with the people. There's a lot of guys, you know, Steamboat had great matches with him. There's a lot of guys, and my dad taught me, you know, there's some guys you just have to learn how to work around them. Especially if you're the champ. So you can just take your time and go out there and circle your opponent, and then, you know, just basic, like the Ultimate Warrior when I worked with him. I would just let him run back and forth till he got tired himself out, and then I'd work with him. But I couldn't work my style with him. There was a lot of guys like that.